Hello everyone and welcome back to week 2 of training. And I know you're probably reading the title going, oh my god, didn't we literally end last week talking about how we were going to go on a fun little weekend trip? How is this the title of the video? I said that before I knew how this week was going to go, so I recommend holding on because it's going to be a lot of ups and downs just like my running routes. So let's just get right into Monday here. If you missed last week's, you might have not realized that all my easy runs before this I was doing completely on a treadmill, and I decided to switch it to going outside just because, there's for me is a very big difference from being outside and on a treadmill. So I want to work on that. And it ended up being a really great idea because we got to escape the ungodly hot gym. So that was really nice. And also, I feel like I really did figure out the pacing issue compared to last week. As I mentioned last week, I realized that my phone can shout out every time I finish the interval and what my pace was. And that has been so helpful on the runs. I think it's definitely been making a big difference and making me more conscious of the actual pace I'm going.
1 mile, 14:37. So much better than last week. Figured out the problem.
The loop I ended up doing today was actually really nice because on the first half, you go up a little bit of a hill, like a slow and steady hill, and then obviously when you come around, you get to go down the hill. So that was like a really nice way to have like some hills, but nothing too crazy, but also, enjoy the downhill as well. I will say I also got like a really interesting comment that made me feel like pretty good about myself, but also then kind of like crappy. I ended up like lapping this lady that was like walking her dog 3 times, and in my head I'm like, oh my god, like I lapped this lady like 3 times, I feel pretty good about myself. And then on her last lap she literally goes, oh my god, you're making me feel so lazy. So I was like, in my head I'm like, oh god, now I don't feel the best about feeling that way, like, oh my god, I'm thinking I lapped her. And now she's like, yeah, you're making me feel lazy. I'm like, ooh. But she did say, that's really good for you and stuff like that. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. Then positive, negative comment there, but somewhat felt good. Coming off of this run though, I felt really good, and I think I'm happy that I made the change to running outside.
I thought it was bad, but there's a first for everything. Straight through the top, too.
I'm just popping in to say today's win feels a little bit like unreal. Like, I don't know, like I feel like we're like really close to the end. Like, I know it's still like 40 pounds, but like we're close. Like it doesn't seem real at all that we're this close. Like this is like we're coming to the end here. The worst part is I'll also get my period in a few days, so this could all go away. But I have it before, so I feel like it makes me feel better. But this is just crazy. I think once I break the 180, it's gonna be even crazier. But like, I don't know the last time I saw this number. I was probably like, had to be under 13. Could have been preteen. I actually don't even know if I've ever seen that number. Ever. All right, we're back in the gym for intervals. We're going to stick with the Nike Run Club plan because it's been working really well. Also, I want them to be like 30 minutes in total, like I was saying, my intervals. And all of theirs so far, when I looked through the whole plan, seem to be just about like 30 minutes or under. Now, as for leg day, this is where the first turn really happens this week. I set up my camera, obviously. As you can see in this footage, I decided I'm going to go and stop my camera to conserve some battery so I can film some other things. And as soon as I finish this, I switch to the left foot and I'm doing them. And all of a sudden, on the 4th kickback, I get this sharp pain in my right leg. The best way I could describe it was like someone took a knife in the back of my leg and just went straight down it. It was so incredibly painful. Like, I had to stand there for a few seconds just to like regain what just had happened to me. Me being me, I decided to try and finish the kickbacks because it then just dissipated and like wasn't really there anymore. And I probably also made a very bad choice here by continuing to do the workout. I thought, it's like body weight. I'll be fine. And honestly, at the end of the workout, I felt fine. Like nothing had happened. Like you would have had no clue that all that craziness went on. My real worry is how I'm going to feel once I sit down and I stop moving. So the plan was to get through that door as quick as possible and pop some ibuprofens and just pray I don't wake up feeling crappy. Yeah, I didn't wake up good at all on Wednesday. What's interesting is though, I actually kind of did wake up good. I woke up and I was like, let me start taking the ibuprofen. Let me start like icing it and just keeping with it just to help calm any possible inflammation that I had in my leg. And out of nowhere, as the day went on, like the pain started to grow and spread. It was like spreading down into the back of my upper calf, spreading up into my lower back, and like making me have like sciatica and everything, which was like Okay, hello, I guess we're doing that. Now, since I didn't have to run today, I still wanted to go to the gym and do my push day because most of the moves that I do are seated. I only stand for like 4 of them, and honestly, I could sit if I really had to. I will say I did not feel much in my workout because just when you thought maybe the leg thing was like the icing on the cake, you find out no, that was just the actual cake mix. Because in the middle of the day, I got a lovely visitor from the lady in red, of course. But that's not where it ends. I decided I'm gonna go and give one of my cats. She wanted a little snack. She wanted a secret snack. Her brother wasn't asking, so I figured, okay, let's go squat down behind the counter so your brother doesn't see. I'll give you a little secret treat. And, you know, everything will be good. Her brother won't know. It'll be fine. So I squat down. I realize, oh my God, I need scissors. So I go reach up, hold the drawer open, and get the scissors out. I cut open the treats, and while I'm down there trying to like break up this treat to give her, you know, she's in a rush here. She's got to eat quickly. I'm like kind of shuffling on the floor, shuffling, and somehow shuffled completely under the drawer and didn't realize it. So once the treat has been given and I go to stand, bam, I whacked my head right on the drawer. But I don't want you guys to worry. My cat was able to eat her treat in peace. She did not flinch. She did not even move a muscle at me screaming in pain. So she was completely fine in the situation. Me, And if we want to like really top it all off, obviously, you know, we were talking about, oh my God, I'm feeling so great about the whole weigh-ins and stuff. Yeah, 183 today. Obviously, I'm not taking that part super seriously because the lady is here visiting us. So, you know, we're gonna just assume it's all her fault. I think we should just jump to Thursday and get rid of all this energy that we're having because apparently it was my Friday the 13th with the bad luck on top of bad luck. So to Thursday we go. You might find this hard to believe, but I woke up completely fine. Head, like I never hit it. Leg, like I never got stabbed in it. Lady visit, not improving, but you know what, we'll take 2 out of the 3. My only thing that I can think of is that I actually, for the first time ever, after having an injury of sorts, did the right thing. I iced it. I took ibuprofen. I didn't like do too much craziness. So I'm just hoping that like I was being rewarded for doing the correct thing, and you know, I will not see this flare up in the upcoming days. Now, since Thursdays are my run day, I had 3 plans to go with. 1, if I woke up and I genuinely had so much pain that I couldn't do anything, I was just gonna probably switch and do my pole day today. Luckily, that didn't happen. And then my second plan was, if it was a little bit iffy, I was gonna walk. And if it felt fine, I was gonna run. And you know what? It felt fine. I went out there, I ran. It legitimately was like nothing happened. And I think that's like even worse than it actually hurting, because it's like, what was that then? The only bad part about today's run was trying to run up hills while you're getting hit in the face by 30-mile-per-hour gusts of wind. Not fun.
It's so windy, my eye is tearing and I can't see out of it, y'all. This is rough. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad today.
Even with the wind, it's actually so funny to compare this run to Monday's run, because when you look at each mile, I feel like I did better with this run simply because I was able to maintain my pace and have it be matched for both miles. On Monday, I think I did like 14:40 for the first mile and then like 15 minutes for the second mile. So I'm much happier to have maintained the 14:50 pace this time than last week. Also, with everything that went on the past 2 days, I'm just happy I got up and was able to run at all.
I don't look like it was easy, but I feel pretty good. Leg doesn't really bother me.
Total distance.
Overall, I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. I feel like breathing's pretty good. Not too bad. So there's that. Happy with today's run. All right, now we just got the long run on Saturday.
As for Friday though, we did decide to make this our rest day simply because the lady visit was visiting. I don't know why she decided to kick up all of a sudden, but she did. Also, allergies were so bad. They have been so bad. My mom, somebody who's never really been affected by them, has been like super affected by them this season. So that's how I know that they are super bad, as if she is even like, yeah, no, like I need to take an allergy pill. With all that, we were like, you know what, we'll just take our rest day early and we can go and do pole day on like Sunday or Saturday after our long run.
All right, we're down here. Do you remember this time last year I said, I'm gonna run this race?
Because next year, you may say you're shooting for the 5K, right? No, I'm gonna shoot for the half marathon.
Give me a break, okay? Here's the thing. I had the dream of running it this year, but The thing is, I kind of came to the conclusion last year, like when it was going to be time to sign up, I was like, okay, no, I need to go into like a base building and really just focus and practice running. And I knew I was going to be ready for a half marathon. I thought, you know, in a dream world, yes, but no. So this will be next year. Next year, you can actually hold my feet to the fire and I will be doing the 5K or the half marathon. Let's go for the half marathon though. I think like that's what we should shoot for. I actually still have to do a 4-mile run though. So we are going to do a 4-mile run. I don't want to do it anywhere near these people just because I don't want to get in their way. And I also don't like want to start and then be like, hey, you cannot run near here at all. We're gonna go find somewhere to run and then we'll get started. It's cold out. Oh, hello. All of a sudden, like what is this about? Like I still have to run. And you guys win.
We are in the bathroom. She already had to go pee. We did a 1/4 mile. It's so cold. We're gonna see how much we can do.
Oh, can you hear that? Oh my god, y'all, look at it. It's downpouring. I'm gonna stop running because this is gonna get very slippery, so yeah, I gotta walk. This is, wow. And it's like pellets and it's going right in my ear. I gotta go put my head up. Okay, we're back in the car. I look a wreck. I was actually just about to make a comment and say it stopped raining and you know we could go back out but we're not, and because I don't trust the weather, and if you can hear, that would be why. So we made it back. We did like I thought that was my hair standing up. It's the light. It's all of a sudden so bright. Oh my god, I can't even think. We did like 2 miles. First off, like I will say my legs not loving it, and I could tell I was getting hungry because we ate, but because we were doing so much, sorry, because we ate and we did so much driving around, from the time that I ate to the now was a really long time. So my clothes feel like I have like 10 pounds on my sweatpants and 10 pounds on my sweatshirt because it just filled up completely with water. I was wearing this because I was like, maybe it's gonna be cold, but I didn't think it was gonna do all that. I mean, I look like I'm in heaven right now, like with the way it's so whited out back there. Hello. So yeah, we're just gonna call it for today. Maybe I'll make it up tomorrow. Maybe I won't. We'll see. My legs are definitely bothering me and my shoes are kind of a little bit damp. My hair is like bad. It's also kind of knotty now because I had it in the hood and it just sloshed around in there and made a nice big giant knot. So I have to deal with that. I don't think I'm going to do my pull day either later today. I'm done for today. This was a lot. Like my clothes are so heavy. I can't eat. It's disgusting.
It's like, one thing I forgot to mention was that I actually didn't really get to warm up at all this day. Now I did do my like 5-minute warm up walk that I always do, but as far as the stretching aspect, I really didn't do that. And I think it was one simple reason. It was so cold that I knew I was going to be running for so long that I was like, I just want to get the 4-mile run started so that it can be done. And I think in turn, by doing that, instead of taking like the extra few minutes in the cold, I think I made the little distance that I did run so much harder because I just wasn't properly like really warmed up for it. Despite the rain, wind, cold weather, running on the shore was actually like really nice. It was like a nice change of scenery, something different to look at. And I think we'll have to go back when it's actually like sunny and not forecast for cold weather, rain, and wind. Like, I'm wondering if I even checked the weather app that day because I don't think I did, because who would make that choice? Now, I don't know what happened to me, but after this, we were like, oh, we're gonna go and run some errands because first off, the run was shorter. So, you know, we have a little bit of extra time. Let's just go get some things done. And it seemed good until I could barely stay awake from store to store. I was so exhausted. If you know about the beach exhaustion. It's bad. You just cannot stay awake after a day at the beach. And I think mine was like doubled down worse because of the wind and the weather and everything. Like, I think it made me so much more exhausted than I would have been if it was like a hot summer day on the beach. And honestly, it only got worse once I got home. The only thing keeping me awake was how hungry I was. And then once I ate, it was just bad. Like, I'm gonna give you a little perspective here. I'm binge watching Married to Medicine, probably one of my favorite shows to watch right now. I don't want to miss a single second of it. I'm officially on the seasons where Phaedra's on the show, so there's no way that I'm not gonna stay awake to see my favorite housewife on my new favorite show. Like, come on. But I was literally going in and out of sleep every episode. And if you think that is bad, let's just go to Sunday. My plan for Sunday was really simple. I was gonna get up, I was gonna go to the gym, do my pull day, and then I was just gonna do 1 mile run because that would get me to the amount I needed for the whole week. Instead, I literally could barely get off the couch. It wasn't like a soreness thing. It was just like my body was so tired. It didn't want to get up. Mentally though, I was like, I want to go to the gym. I feel good. I feel great. My body was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like, what are you talking about? I truly feel like everything that I did this week all of a sudden just like hit me. Lady visit, the leg, the rain, everything was just like hitting me all at once. Like my skin was starting to get like that like tingly feeling it gets when you're sick. And here is how you know I genuinely felt really, really crappy. I was considering breaking my streak of walking 10,000 steps. You guys know I don't play about that. And I was genuinely like, yeah, if I can't do it today, I think I'm just gonna have to accept the loss. Luckily though, around 4 p.m., I just started to feel much better. I didn't feel like better in the space that like I'm gonna go down to the gym, but I felt better in the way that like I could actually sit up. I was able to play like Fortnite and just like I felt like more present. Like I felt like I was not fully conscious for the first few hours of the day. And all I have to say, the step streak remains unbroken. Looking back at this week, this is what I envisioned like week 8 or 9 would have been, where I'm, everything is like just starting to like really like add up. All the days, all the miles is like really not week 2. This is not what I thought week 2 was gonna be like. I generally don't know how we overcame some of the things, but I am so grateful that we did. Obviously that week does kind of suck to not have done the 4-mile run, because I just, would have liked to seen where I was at with that, but there's next week for that. I am still really happy with everything that we were able to accomplish this week, because apparently all the odds were against us. Like who even knew that we were gonna get that on week 2? Like, huh? Now, since we didn't complete the 4-mile run, we did end up running a little bit less than last week. I think we ran a little bit over 9 miles, and with the steps we did a little over 32 miles this week, so not that bad. I will say the highlight for this week was getting to see the half marathon in person. It just got me so excited for it to like be my turn next year to do that. It just like, I don't know, I feel like seeing the events in person, even if you're not participating in them, does like really get you like excited, because like even though you're not running, like the crowd energy of people like cheering for everybody, it's still like, it's just like, it feels like a good place to be. Like everybody's rooting for everybody there. But till then, we are focusing on training for our 5K, and that is all for this week. I can only assume that next week will be better, simply because I don't know how it could get much worse than this week. But you'll have to come back next week to see if it's a better or a worse week. I'm gonna manifest a better week. I hope you do as well. And that is all. Till then though, roll the outro.